All right, welcome back, everybody, to Chase by Show, episode 13. Football is back, gentlemen. I got Trace Johnson, Jimmy Conway on the freaking pod, dude. Two best friends in the world. Football is back, gentlemen. Football is back. College football's back. Praise God. NFL football is back tonight. Praise God. I got this 90s clock, dude. The Panthers right here. Look at it. 7-11. We talked about it before. Fox NFL Sunday. I was trying to get a slushie and almost got killed for it.
Yeah, I mean, debatable because
I mean, dude, I'm just saying, stuff was flying in the air, and I don't know what it was, but sounded like that chocolate.
It's all good,
dude, gentlemen. Dude, you got to for the cup. You got to go out of your way. You got to go out of your way.
Yeah.
But Panthers hat. I even have the custom jersey with my name on the back, dude.
There you go.
Yeah,
we are all the way back, baby.
All the way back.
All the way back.
Dude, I am going to put in so many parlays this weekend. My fingers are going to go numb. Just going like this. Just like, oh, come on.
Same. Yep, same.
I can't wait. I took a little bit of a hiatus since I moved. So, like, obviously, like, I'm trying to figure out the best place to do this. Like, I'm downstairs in the office. Obviously, got to have the GOAT behind me, Lewis Hamilton. And then, Sean, who cuts my hair, made that for me. So, we're trying to figure out the backdrop here, gentlemen. I don't know. I like it. But, there's no lights in this place. Like, there's no overhead lights, which drives me nuts. I don't know why. There's no fans. There's nothing. But I love it. It's a great place. There's no lights. There's no lights. I mean, there's hallway lights. There's living room lights. There's the kitchen lights. All that. Bathroom. But then, like, your living space is in your room. You're like, oh, my God, I got to go to Amazon and buy a new freaking, like, touch lamp. I don't know if you ever had one of those. But they had 9 different settings of colors and the brightness on it. And I can't even figure it out. And I'm just trying to, like, I need this to be turned on, and I need to charge my phone. So
True.
Anyway, sorry about that. College football, NFL's back tonight. Gentlemen, how are we feeling?
Just so pumped. Just so ready. So happy.
Dude,
yeah.
I almost had a heart attack last weekend with Marshall. Almost drove away against Albany. Drove me nuts.
Yeah.
UNC handled that other Carolina handily, because obviously we know who the real Carolina is. When you think of Carolina, you think of North Carolina. Let's be honest.
Yeah, those were pretty soft cocks they were going against.
Yeah, pretty soft cocks over there.
That's right.
Dude, that's what I
not
was saying.
hard. And,
they talked all that junk, dude. Talked all that junk, all that shit for no reason. And you got obliterated, brother.
Yes. Yeah.
Drake, dude. I'm gonna go on record right now. Drake May and Caleb Williams better go 1 and 2. I'm just saying.
He might be the top Heisman guy this year.
You got to be. Yeah. You got to be. I mean, Caleb Williams is unreal. Don't get me wrong. But Drake May, what he's able to do with Carolina's offense, wow.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
PTP here. And then the NCAA, not even going to get into it, didn't accept Dez's transfer request. And then they posted a thing about mental health and all that earlier while they wrecked this kid because his mom is sick at home and he's trying to be closer and then they deny him. Fuck the NCAA.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Everything with the NCAA going on right now is just
it's unreal.
Money and it's getting out of hand.
It's I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on the first slate weekend of college football?
It was exciting. I mean, it really was. And there's a lot of games where it looked like there was going to be kind of like a blowout, like a decided game. But man, there were some really memorable games. Colorado, of course, probably was the biggest story of the whole weekend.
I believe, brother. I believe.
Coach Prime.
100%.
I believe.
Yep, I'm all in, dude. I bought into the hype from the moment he signed him.
Yeah.
They got a heck of a run so far. I mean.
And you go in and you beat the runner-up in the national championship last year.
Yeah.
You go into their house, and they're ranked 17th.
Yeah.
And freaking Shedeur threw 511 yards, something like that. Couple tutties.
Yeah.
And then Travis Hunter's the best player on earth. Let's just be honest.
I mean,
the dude's unreal.
Yeah.
The dude's unreal. I mean, he played 127 snaps. Defense and offense. Interception. 100 receiving yards. Balled out. And then, like I put in the group chat, when I said, Dylan Edwards is the truth. He's a true freshman running back, and he had like 4 tutties.
Yeah.
Unreal. I'm buying the hype. We're joining the cult of Coach Prime in Colorado. Okay. Yeah, you got to. And then, if you look across the slate, I mean, obviously, like you got like Alabama versus Middle Tennessee, who cares? And you got like all these other good games, and then Tennessee's looking good. Georgia's the juggernaut. Let's be honest; they're gonna probably win their third title in a row. Let's be honest. Like, I mean, there's no parity with that, but I wouldn't put it past them to win their third in a row.
Mm-hmm. No,
USC looks good when you can get them on CW or PBS or whenever you can catch them at 11:15 at night.
Yeah.
And then you got Vanderbilt their first week where they got the scoreboard by two cranes holding up. I was like, college football's so back. They're so back.
All the way back.
I love it. You got their Pac-12 in their last year of existence going like undefeated the whole weekend, 13-0. Never been done
in their last year ever.
And they're down to the Pac-2, which is like Wazoo and who else? Oregon State.
It was kind of like a big FU to the Pac-12, and I was like, "Oh snap! Okay, here we go."
God bless him. And then I think it was Dan Mullen called him Tupac. I was like, "Don't do that to Tupac. He's still alive somewhere. Leave him alone."
I was like, "Come on." I thought like one of the more surprising things, kind of I think for the nation, not really for us, but Texas State beating Baylor.
Dude,
was like, that was pretty cool. But at the same time, I'm like, oh no, for Marshall,
right.
They struggled out the gate against Albany. Like, no disrespect to Albany,
no disrespect. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I got mad respect for Albany. They came in with grit and toughness. They threw the ball. They ran the ball well. They played great.
They're a good team.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're a great team. And the problem is like it looks bad on us because like I was telling Trace before you jumped on, I was like, dude, is this going to take us back to when New Hampshire, whenever Chip Kelly was there and they beat the crap out of us in our home stadium?
Yeah.
No, come on, dude. I was not ready for that.
No, not at all.
And then can we agree that Clemson's dead?
Yeah.
I think one foot in the grave, 100%.
Oh yeah, they're not 6 feet under, but they're about 2 feet.
Yeah. Definitely 1 foot, if not, up to their knees.
And then, go ahead, Trace. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the thing with Clemson is like they're so used to constantly competing for a national title that anything less than that, they look like they're dead.
Exactly. Yeah, they're just a shell of themselves.
And Duke's good. I mean, they won 9 last year, so like they're not bad, but like Clemson, they're used to being a 12-13 win playoff team over the last few years, but now they're not anymore. So yeah.
And then it's like the case where like you can sit there and say they could rattle off that many wins, but it's not going to happen. Like,
no, I don't trust their quarterback.
No, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. They think he was like they blamed DJ for everything last year, which I mean he didn't have a great season. Don't get me wrong, but if you look what he did at Oregon State, it's
playing good.
Dog, it's Oregon State.
Yeah.
Like they're mid-pack of Pac-12, and he was in Clemson last year, and they blamed him for it. It's like, did you ever think coaching, maybe NIL, maybe the transfer portal? You ever dived into that? No, but
it was not DJ's fault.
No, and that's the thing. Like, it's all comes down at the end of the day to coaching, like how you make those adjustments. Like, thankfully, like we were talking about just a few seconds ago, Marshall made the adjustments at halftime. Shout out to the baby in the background. Love it.
Yeah, that's right.
We're just sitting on the lap. Sorry. Featuring Georgia. That's what I should have said.
Georgia. We're not talking about the Bulldogs. We're talking about his daughter, dog. That's what we're talking about.
That's right.
But at the same time, it's like, dude, I hate Duke. You guys know that as well. But they mopped the floor with Clemson. They mopped the floor with them. Made them look
Clemson would have been shut out if they hadn't got that muff punt.
Agreed.
Shut out.
100%.
And Mike Elko, like I think his name's Mike Elko. Whatever, the Coach Elko for Duke. Like, he had a great game plan. Mac Brown went into Charlotte. I went to the bowl game last year. Don't get me wrong, that was piss poor, but he beat the crap out of him this year. And then Marshall gave me a mini heart attack. But then you watch all the other games. It's like Ohio State's going to the two quarterback system. Is that really going to work? Like, do you think they're really even going to have a chance to get to the playoff?
Right. I mean, when's the last time like a true national title contender has used? Well, besides Alabama with Hurts and Tua, but that was mainly because of injury. But when's the last time a true 2 quarterback systems worked at that level? Like Florida?
No, I mean maybe.
Leak.
Yeah.
Well, So I watched that this week, and it's like you got to think like. I mean, you got a two-man quarterback system. That's a little difficult.
It is. Because it's a lot to navigate.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And then
Utah did it right out the gate Saturday.
Yeah, dude.
Or whatever day. What Friday?
Thursday, Friday.
Who knows? I don't know. Their first game.
They made Florida look like a high school team.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless it. God bless him. Mertz, I mean, he came over from Wisconsin. He's Big Ten football. I get it, but like, dude. Ugh.
Got to do more than that.
Brother, that was bad. that was bad. Rough. But I don't know. Like, it's college football is so up in the air this year. Shout out Georgia. What's up?
She's saying her piece.
Yeah. Benny Boy, the champion.
Oh.
The puppy. There you go. What's up,
yeah.
B?
Love it. He was jumping up. Now you got something to say, don't you?
His turn.
Yeah, there you go. Go on, go back to your bed. But yeah, it's like college football is so wide open. Like, there's no, like, I mean, people are talking about Alabama's dynasty being done. I don't put it past Nick Saban to get in there, but it's wide open this year. Like, it really is.
So far to start, yeah, and then
for now.
Yeah, what about Florida State? How about them? How about the Noles right now?
Nasty.
Yeah,
nasty.
Real good.
Jordan Travis, come on,
nasty brother.
Yeah,
nasty. And then Keon Coleman, the transfer from Michigan State, was what do you have? Like 3 or 4 tutties?
Yeah,
unreal. Yeah. And then, I mean, offensively, defensively, they're sound as a pound, dude. Like they're gonna make some noise this year.
Fast. Like LSU was not ready for the speed of Florida State on both sides of the ball.
No, and Brian Kelly is who we thought he was.
Yeah,
let's be honest. He is who we thought he was.
That real fake Southern accent that
he's
got
going on. and then this on the rotating.
One of the most embarrassing videos of all time.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah. What recruit would want to go there after watching that? Not me. I can tell you that.
That guy decommitted after that video, right?
Like 2 days later.
Yeah, he was like, no.
He's like, nah, fam, I'm gonna go to like Nevada. I'm out of here.
I can't play for this old guy.
Yeah. He's like, no, I'm done.
So, yeah, I'm out. I heard UNLV's got some good things going this year. 3 wins, probably.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Like, see you later.
Dude, and then the whole conference realignment shakeup. Like, we got to touch on that. Like,
total mess.
Stanford, Cal, and SMU to ACC. I get SMU because of Dallas. Like, they got like you get the big market there, but you got Palo Alto and Berkeley. Like, I mean, great on them, but like, it doesn't make much sense.
No, not at all. Just traveling across country for a conference game. That's
every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, and you got USC and UCLA going to freaking like New Jersey on a Saturday. Yeah. Like, not a chance, bro.
Right.
It's not looking good.
It's like, I know money talks, but they're just kids.
They're just kids, man.
just kids, and they do have school. Most of the players, do have to report to class and get their stuff done.
Shout out to Cardell Jones. We ain't here to do school.
We ain't here for school. Yeah.
We ain't here for school. Exactly. Shout out Cardell.
That was a great tweet.
I mean, yeah. And now look at it. Like, everybody's getting money left and right.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Burrow is even coming out and saying that whenever he transferred to LSU, he didn't go to class. He just did online classes and worked out. That was all he did. Yeah. That's just the new age of football now.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Let them know.
Yeah. That's right.
That's right. But gentlemen,
I'm with
NFL start. That's what I'm talking about. That's the excitement we need. NFL is back, baby. That's what I'm talking about, Georgia. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, NFL's back tonight. Lions, Chiefs. We just found out Travis Kelce's out. Ring ceremony tonight, going into it. A lot of emotion, a lot of feels. Obviously, we're pumped up. We're jazzed up. We're ready. Football season is back.
Fully jazzed.
How do you guys see this playing out? Mahomes back at home. Ring ceremony, a lot of emotion. But missing your top target, Travis Kelce, and Chris Jones, nowhere to be found because you can't get the contract signed. What are we feeling? Do you think Jared Goff goes off? Jahmyr Gibbs kind of shows himself, hey, I'm going to be rookie of the year. Watch this. And all that. What do you guys think? Trace, we'll start with you.
Well, there's an awful lot of hype around the Lions this year. I really didn't for a while. I kept thinking, why are so many people picking the Lions to win their division? But then I'm like, well, they did end last year in a really good hot streak, and they returned basically like the whole team that was that did successful things for them last year. So they got their personnel back intact, and they really could surprise some people. And they could even surprise the Chiefs, because I know that's been the case in years past, where the defending Super Bowl champion comes out on the first game and kind of doesn't always play up to what they think they can do.
Right.
Overly emotional and overly whatever. And so the Lions could sneak up on them. I mean, I wouldn't bet on it necessarily, but I would not be surprised.
No, I agree. That's what I was saying earlier, especially with Kelce being out. I think odds are going to switch a little bit. So right now they have Kansas City -4. So it's shifted 3 points already.
Yeah, opened at 6.5, I think.
6.5, 7, right around, something like that. But and now it's down to where Kansas City's -4. So
right.
You gotta factor it in. I agree. Georgia's in on the bets. I love it.
Yeah.
She's all
before she's 21. She understands. She understands.
Yeah.
She's helping. She's letting take the Lions money line.
Sprinky.
All right, but Jimmy, what do you think? How do you think this plays in? The emotions, the ring ceremony. Now you got Kelce out, but you got Motor City Dan Campbell coming into town. He's gonna bite your kneecaps off. And the feisty Lions. What are we thinking?
I still think, I think this game is going to be high scoring. The way the Lions ended, they were the highest. The way the Lions ended last year, they were the number one offense, the last 10 games of the year, or the last 8 games, I think it was. Yeah. And then, so I think they're gonna get their points. Kansas City, obviously, with Patrick Mahomes, he can have us 3 on the field. And still win the game.
I'll go out there and get a $150 and come it's like a couple nutties.
And then gambling wise, Detroit is 2-6 ATS the last 8 games at Kansas or against Kansas City.
Oh, brother,
and then Kansas City
bringing my vibes down. I was betting
7-0 ATS in their last 7 games against an opponent in the NFC. So. Yeah. Ring ceremony and everything else. I really think, Kansas City's going to come out firing, but also Motor City Dan Campbell is going to have the boys ready to go and, really try to take down the Titan and the next dynasty of the NFL. And, I think it's going to be a good one. I still think Kansas City's going to pull it out somehow, one way or another. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions win. I would just be oh my gosh, here we go. A lot of people are really heavy on the Lions this year, really heavy on Jared Goff.
Yeah.
And exactly. I'm buying into the hype too. They were a phenomenal team at the end of the year. To start the year, it was same old Lions.
Slow start. Same old Lions.
Second half of the year, they're oh boy, here we go. If they started that 2 games earlier, who knows what would have happened? Maybe at least one playoff win, maybe, and then maybe. But I think tonight is going to be a banger. I think it'll be a good way to really kick off the season.
Oh no, I agree. I just think,
man, I am 100% agreement.
What I heard was, are we switching to Kansas City money line, or what are we doing here?
I took the over and Kansas City money line.
No, I think that's a good bet. The thing is now where you switch it because of Travis Kelce coming, the update of him being out tonight.
Yeah, that
changes a little bit for me, but at the same time, I mean, you can't count him out. The over under is 53.5. I mean,
the over went up actually.
The over went up because who knows at this point, but. Again, I'm buying into Detroit this year. I have them winning the NFC North.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I do. We'll get into we'll get to predictions here shortly. But I mean, I don't know. Like I believe it. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid for it. Like I really am. Like the Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid, I am drinking.
Okay? There you
go. Minnesota Vikings, I think they're going to be like neck and neck, like in the heels, like right in the heels of them. But like Kirk Cousins in primetime in the big games, like kind of disappears. Now watching quarterback, shout out to quarterback, great show. You get to see his life more. You see like the human side of him. He's a great guy, but at the same time, like cash in that Coles cash, brother, because you're going to get a first round exit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be good. But at the same time, Jimmy, how are you feeling about your Steelers this year? What's your prediction? What are you thinking?
I'm pumped. I think the preseason, I think, got me too excited.
That's fair.
I'm trying to prepare for heartbreak in the season because it's football. It happens.
Yeah. It happens.
Welcome to be a Panthers fan.
But I still think if the offense just does what they did in the preseason, open the playbook, let Kenny be Kenny, and really just throw the ball and then play Steelers football and not do what they did last year, I think they'll be really good. Yeah. But the whole AFC North is just, it's going to be a bloodbath. Like whoever comes out is going to be like missing an arm and part of a foot, just like limping into the playoffs kind of thing. But I think I'm really just hoping it's going to be another good year and have like a fighting chance for a playoff spot or a wild card spot. So, but I'm excited. Yeah.
Let them know.
Just go Steelers.
Yeah. And just keep everybody healthy.
Steel curtain, baby.
Yeah, that's my girl.
There you go.
Keep everybody healthy, and we're good. We're good.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's tough to do, but like,
for sure.
You got Mike Tomlin at the helm. Like, you can't count him out. He's never. I mean, he's never had a losing season. Like, let's be honest. Yeah. He's a great coach. Coach. Everybody talks about being on the hot seat. I'm like, where's this hot seat coming from? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, he's a great coach. Always they're nasty on defense. Let's be honest. They get to the quarterback. They get to the ball. They're ball hawks. All of them. They're nasty. But let's see if the offense maybe translates a little bit differently this year. You got some playmakers out there. You drafted well. Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have way too many weapons on offense to not produce points.
Right. But that division, that's like. Dude, that's a heavyweight boxing match every Sunday.
Yeah.
Like battling back and forth in the standings. Dude.
It's brutal.
All four of those teams could possibly win that division.
Dude, that's so true. Like that's so true. Sure. Honestly, like that's the closest division like I have like neck and neck, really. But we'll see. Trace, what are your overall thoughts? Sorry. I know you don't really necessarily have like a favorite team, but like who are you most excited to watch? What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Oh man, I don't know. Well, I mean, like we said, there's a lot of teams kind of trendy right now. Like the Lions. I've even heard some stuff about the Bears surprising some people just because they think Justin Fields could end up being better.
DJ Moore,
like I don't really think they're going to do much, but like I like Justin Fields, and they have a great number one target now.
Mm-hmm. And finally, they got one.
Finally.
Took him from us, damn it.
They haven't had one since who knows when. But I don't know. I mean, I like, like you said, in the AFC North is just loaded. I mean, it is just absolutely loaded. You can't count out any of those teams. I think Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett's a lot. He's going to have a lot more comfort back this year because he kind of was thrown into the fire a little bit last year.
Right.
And, he kind of really didn't expect to start or anything at first, but I think he's making a lot of plays in the preseason.
Sure.
So they could be something to look at for sure. Philly's still going to be good. I mean, they still return a lot of talent from last year.
Right.
And they were a full return for a touchdown away from winning the Super Bowl. So can't count them out. Can't. Of course, Kansas City's Kansas City. It is very, very wide open, I think, and I love that. I don't want to see. I want to see is just San Francisco. Another thing, San Francisco is always a contender every year, and it doesn't matter who they put in at quarterback. It could be anybody, and they're gonna win. Like it's Purdy. I mean, look how good he did. I mean, so I'm excited to see how it plays out. I really am because it's wide open.
Yeah. Thoughts are agreed on, dude. Like, piggyback off of Georgia here. No, I totally agree. Like, San Fran is gonna be one of those teams. Like, depending on the quarterback play, like Brock Purdy, they could definitely like
Yeah.
They could get there, dude. Like, they really could. You got the pieces. You just stacked up that defense. You got a good offense. You got a lot of weapons on offense that you can throw to. Brock Purdy doesn't even necessarily have to be perfect. I mean, he can throw a 7-yard slant, and Deebo Samuel's going to take it to the house, or McCaffrey's going to take it to the house, or
their system's awesome.
Jawan Jennings is going to take it to the house. You just don't know. And I agree with you. I think like the AFC North is always going to be the knockout, drag out battle in the street, basically between those 4 teams. Kansas City, again, I agree with you. Kansas City is Kansas City. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, Pacheco, all of them. It's going to be that same tune, I guess you will. But the other divisions where you're talking about like Philly's, I have them winning the NFC East. I do. I think they're going to be a great team. Now you got to throw in the Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders, that kind of 2 through 4 spot. I think it changes a little bit of aspect on the Commanders, though, with Eric Bieniemy as their offensive coordinator. Like, I think that changes a lot of things.
He's big.
Sam Howell at the helm. They're impressed with him. I love Ron Rivera, but God bless. He didn't even notice him in practice, and I'm like, how the hell do you not notice Sam Howell threw for thousands of yards at UNC and has a cannon, and you're just like, oh, we got this guy. Oh,
right.
Oh, all right. But I don't know. And honestly, like, my thing is, like, for me, like the teams I said are going to do what they do. Buffalo Bills, I think they're going to be great this year.
Oh, yeah.
You got to watch out for the Jets with Aaron Rodgers and what they got going on over there.
I forgot about that.
About it, but we'll get into it.
Look out.
Sleeper, though. She doesn't like Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Apparently
she's a big-time vaxxer. That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Oh, man.
But I think the Jaguars are going to be a team to watch. You got to watch them now. Yeah. They're going to be they got pretty much the same team. They've added some pieces from last year to this year. You got a lot of kind of home run. You got Calvin Ridley on that team who's looking impressive. Shout out to him betting on the games. That's what we do. I mean, why won't you bet on yourself, Pete Rose? Shout out. But here's my thing. We'll go by each division. We can give our takes and all that. But there's some teams that stand out compared to the others. That's just facts. And then there's some divisions like the NFC South where my Panthers that are so atrociously bad that even no matter who you pick out of it, you're just like, I'm gonna lose. Like, this is just not great. Like, honestly, like, this is not great for me.
Right. It'd be like a 7-win team,
Yeah, and they get to the playoffs, they look at us.
That's right.
But I don't know. NFL's back. It's exciting. It makes me like, in college football and in NFL, you got football all the way to February. Like, this is like the greatest time of the year.
Best time of the year, 100%.
And then you go right into basketball, and you're like, oh, this is great.
Yeah. It's the start of the sports season. Honestly.
Yeah. That's right. It's full tilt. Like, it is full go. My wallet's going to be hurting from all the bets that I have. Sometimes I'm going to win, sometimes I'm going to lose. Who knows? But I'm trying to bet on units. I'm trying to be better this year. I'm trying to, like, at least the first weekend be like, I don't know, something like 4. 10-4, whatever to get, how many ever games there are, whatever it is. Like, I'm trying to be like that, Monday Night Football, I always like, it's a toss up because who knows. But so we can go from divisions. We can start with the AFC East, which is the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, the Miami Dolphins, and the New England Patriots. I said England Patriots.
Same
shut
thing.
Up. Yeah, shut up, Governor.
That's right.
What do you guys think? What are your feelings, standings wise? I mean, I even got what the record's going to be on here. You don't have to have that, but I'm gonna say that. But Trace? What do you think? You got the Buffalo Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Patriots in the AFC East. What do you think?
After you read off those, that's another tough division right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a sneaky division.
Yeah,
they could end up getting 2 teams in the playoffs from that division.
Very true.
Easily.
And
like we mentioned a minute ago, a lot of people are really on the Jets bandwagon right now for good reason. I mean, they just added one of the greatest of all time, and they have a honestly solid team around him. So, they're going to be a contender, but I think I'm still going to say Buffalo. Buffalo's been the champs for a few years now, and they're still Buffalo. They still have a great quarterback. They still have a great wide receiver. Lockdown defense. They're just good. So, I think Buffalo will probably win the division somewhere around the 12-5 mark. So, something like that.
Yeah.
Jets, though, I could see them easily nipping at their heels, though. And, you can't count out New England. I mean, they still got Belichick after all. And
that's true. But he just broke up with his longtime girlfriend, so he's got some hurt feelings. Who knows?
Oh, they're tanking this year.
Tank him. Bring in Caleb Williams. Bring him in.
They're right.
Yeah. Anyway. Get him out.
Yeah, get him out of there. I don't know. I mean, Mac Jones is good. I mean, he's just not always on the field.
Right.
And, and I even like Miami. I mean, Tua's good. I mean, they got Tyreek Hill. I mean, that's not a bad – none of those things.
See now, once he comes back after injury, you reloaded the defense. You got home run weapons, but like you said, between Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle.
Yep.
The running back plays a little suspect, but we'll find out. Offensive line is going to be a little challenge too, but we can figure it out. We can see what happens there.
Yeah, I think all four of those teams have a chance to at least be 500, if not over 500.
It's so possible, but it all depends on staying healthy, how things go schedule wise, whatever else. But I think that's a pretty solid lineup you had. Jimmy, what do you think?
I agree with Trace. I think Buffalo's going to win the division probably around that 12-13
that makes three of us. So.
And, the Jets, though, besides their offensive line, I think obviously that's their weakest point.
Right.
That defense is stacked. That front seven is deadly, and with Sauce Gardner in the secondary, just avoid that guy at all costs. And then they got all kinds of weapons on offense, and 8-17 is going to be a combo that you're going to hear a lot of this year.
Sure will.
Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall. I mean, just that running back room, you got three studs that can start pretty much on any, NFL team right now.
Very true.
And so I think the Jets are going to come in probably another 11, 12-win team. They'll lose some that they shouldn't, just because I think that O-line is, just –
it's suspect at best.
Yeah.
Brother.
I like, watching Hard Knocks. I've watched every episode of Hard Knocks except the last one, and it's pretty much like the same thing. Just the entire team's like, holy shit, we have Aaron Rodgers. Oh my God, like this guy's on our team.
Yeah.
Shit,
and then Brian Burns is getting to him every other snap. Whenever they did the joint practice with the Panthers. I mean, he's just touching him on the shoulder pads. He's already got him.
Yeah, just sack.
I'm
like, oh my goodness. So, I think once they figure out the O-line, they'll be much better. And then definitely Miami will at third. Again, same with their situation. They'll lose, some games they shouldn't. Tua, they'll throw some iffy interceptions or something. But as long as he's healthy, they'll still be really good.
Right.
And then New England, they might be like 500 or a game or two below. Like Tracy said, it's like they all could have a winning record, very possible. But at the same time, the Patriots, just everything's so iffy with them now. But like you said, Chase, now that Bill's single, could be the revenge body type year or whatever for him. So exactly. I think it's Buffalo, New York, and then Miami, New England.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so here's what I think. I'm right there with you. Like, I got the Bills right now winning the division at 13-4. I think that's a strong bet.
Yeah,
right there, 13-4. The 12-5 range is probably going to be ideal for them. I think more along the lines of 13-4. Great defense. You got Josh Allen. You got a lot of primetime receivers. You got good running back game. You got good offensive line. Basically, they're set up like you can't fail. You gotta win games. You gotta get to the Super Bowl, because if you don't, I mean, this whole thing's gonna be blown up and it's gonna be a failure.
Yeah.
Jets, a lot of hype around it, the Hard Knocks, the whole thing. The offensive line is suspect as hell. Let's be honest. It's got more holes in it than a pornographic. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's be honest. I had them at 10-7.
I can see that.
That's fair. I think they're going to lose the games that they shouldn't, but it's going to happen. They're going to be 10-7. Got Miami right around the 9-8 section.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 10-7 if they're lucky, but I'm going to say 9-8.
That's good.
Patriots, suspect line, suspect defense, not a great receiving core. Mac Jones is so hit or miss. I mean, you can't even tell what day he's on. No. I have them at 6-11. I don't have them winning 500. No. I don't have them, being above 500. I have them at 6-11.
That would probably be Belichick's worst year, and probably since he was with the Browns.
Yeah, exactly. In a long time, but they just don't have the team right now.
Yeah,
I think they don't. Next year they'll probably go out and draft well, get some trades, get some free agency. But as far as this year, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. But again, the Bills, they're going to be a wagon this year. They're going to be competing against Kansas City. Josh Allen, if he stays healthy, they got a great chance to win the Super Bowl this year. That's just my theory on it. I think they can. I think they, if they do get there, they will win, and they will, kick that streak of losing Super Bowls left and right. But honestly, with the Jets, if they can protect Aaron Rodgers, and that 10-7 is going to look a little bit more like 12-5, something like that. Maybe a little bit better of a record. But that O line is so suspect right now. It's just going to be difficult. But again, I think, like you guys said, three of them could get to that get to the playoffs out of that division.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Yeah. So we'll shift to the AFC West, which Kansas City Chiefs, overwhelming favorite. I'm going to have them at 14-3. I think they're going to be really good this year, like they always are. If they get Chris Jones back, it's going to be a kind of a, X factor with that. Chargers, I have them at 9-8. I think the Chargers, they're good, but I don't really believe in Brandon Staley.
You're not buying into it? Not
buying into it, brother. Great speech the other day, but I'm not buying into it.
Okay.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I was like, the feels. It was on the Pat McAfee show today. I was like, what? And I was like, I believe now. I believe. But I don't know, man. They got a tough schedule this year. That's the thing. And then Josh Allen, sorry. God, Josh Allen. I'm already thinking about him. Justin Herbert. Herbert just signed a massive contract extension. And we know how it goes after signing a massive contract extension the next year. They don't perform as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like a little iffy on them. Now the 9-8 might be a little bit something to disagree on, but they could win more. I'm just saying that's where I have them at. Denver Broncos, Russell Wilson, Sean Payton, first year, 7-10. Let's be honest. I'm gonna give them 7 wins. Russell Wilson, stop kissing babies. You're not running for public office. You're not doing it.
I love that. Not doing it. That was great.
Then you got Sean Payton with his stupid ass visor and his spiked hair from 2001.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's just screw him, man. Whatever. He's a great coach, but he's just an absolute chode. Let's be honest. He's a chode, dude. And then Las Vegas Raiders at 5-12. They're going to win a couple games they shouldn't. Josh Jacobs is going to be the hero of that team. Jimmy Pornstar Garoppolo is going to, throw a couple tutties here and there, and then he's going to get hurt.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That's
AFC West. There you go.
Yep.
Trace, what do you think?
I'm with you. I mean, it's definitely Kansas City. It's Kansas City by probably 3 games over second place.
Easily,
if not maybe like 4. But I'm with you on the Chargers. Like, I think they're good, but I don't think they're elite by any means.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't really trust their defense. I like Herbert. They have some nice targets offensively, and they have they were good last year, but they did blow it pretty hard against Jacksonville in that first round or whatever.
Right.
That was awful. I mean,
terrible.
So I don't know. I can see them being good, but I'm with you. I'm more around that 9. I think their peak's 10.
Agreed.
That's
about
the best they could do.
And I think that's fair. I think that's a fair assessment. Justin Herbert is a great quarterback. They got the pieces, but that defense is so suspect. Coaching last year, in some spurts, you're like, oh, okay, they can do this thing. And then the next thing you're like, dude, in elementary school when we're playing Pop Warner, they're calling better plays in the spread offense than this shit.
Yeah. And Denver, they weren't good last year whatsoever, and I don't think they're going to be a whole lot better this year. They'll be marginally better, but they're still going to have probably a losing record. I mean, Russell's just not been the same player lately. No. Injuries, whatever the case may be, he's definitely not in the same league that he was in Seattle.
But he didn't have that championship level defense, the Legion of Boom. And then once you saw that kind of go out the window, and then Marshawn Lynch leaves, and you guys other pieces leave, he's not the same guy. He's not the same quarterback, man.
No,
he's a game manager at best.
Right now, that's what he is, and he's not even been a good game manager because he had a lot of turnovers last year. I mean,
he was so bad last year. Again, it comes down to coaching too. Nathaniel Hackett was garbage.
It was terrible.
I could go out there I could be on Madden right now at all Madden mode, being the worst team in the league and still win more games than he could.
Right. He was.
What are we talking about here?
Right.
He was garbage, but he's a better offensive coordinator. Maybe we'll see Aaron Rodgers, throw for 6,000 yards or something. Who knows?
Maybe. Yeah. And I like some aspects of the Raiders. Of course, Josh Jacobs is just a beast.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
unreal back.
He is a workhorse. Period. Mm-hmm. That's just what he is. And and like you said, I don't know about Jimmy G. He's been so wishy-washy over his career.
Suspect at best, brother. Suspect at best.
His peak is this guy can actually get you to a Super Bowl, but his floor is this guy can't complete a pass.
I can't throw past 3 yards.
Yeah, so it's I can't figure him out.
No,
but so they'll definitely finish last. I think maybe third at best, but
no, I agree with you. I think definitely last. Jimmy, what do you think? What do you think about that division?
Yeah, I mean, you have to go Chiefs 1, obviously. Yeah, probably
that's a given.
14 wins. 12 to 14 wins, might drop a few just because they can. Sure. And, and injuries.
It's not going to matter.
Yeah, they're still going to make a big run. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I got the Chargers higher. They're still second, but, I think they got 10 to 11 wins.
Oh, okay.
A healthy Khalil Mack and a healthy Bosa, that's
big question.
Yeah. Yes. Health is obviously the biggest factor.
Yeah.
But I think those two just those two on the defensive line is, always just a scary combo.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Keenan Allen, if he's healthy, Austin Eckler did a phenomenal job last year running the ball. I know. But then I think Denver, Russell Wilson's still just a big question mark of how he's going to do and all that. And if they're healthy. And then, the Las Vegas Raiders, I feel so bad for Deontay Adams. It's just he was going to reunite with his college roommate and everything, and it was going to be grand. And then, one season, okay, we'll see you later, Derek Carr. Then we'll bring in Jimmy G. And, if Jimmy G's healthy, is he'll win you some games. He'll look pretty good. And he won with San Francisco while throwing the ball 8 times or whatever. But then that was also with the number 1 defense in the NFL. So,
he can back it up. I mean, he had a chance. He had opportunity.
Yeah.
I know how you feel about Jimmy G.
Jimmy G makes a lot of people cry.
Yes.
That's right. Then let him know. Let him know.
That's what I got.
Georgia, big fan of Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Yep. About as big as most people.
That's right. No, I agree with you though. I do think the Chargers, they could definitely have a better ceiling than what I'm getting them at, but it's just it all depends on if they're healthy.
Yeah.
Las Vegas, 5 wins, I think is probably going to be their ceiling. And then you're going to get a high draft pick. Denver, who knows? Let's be honest, but we can roll into the AFC South from there. So that your Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans, Houston Texans, and Indianapolis Colts. I actually Jaguars are going to be a good team this year. They showed glimpses last year that they can, we can make a playoff run. I'm not saying they're going to get to the Super Bowl. That's not what I'm saying. I think they can get, they can win a couple playoff games and shock a lot of people. So I had them at 11-6. I think that's a good, respectable record. I think that
how many?
that wins you the division. That gets you kind of moving in the right direction. I have the Tennessee Titans at 7 and I believe not 7 and 9. Is that what I put? 7 and 10. Sorry, 7 and 10. I can't even read my own writing. 7 and 10. I got the Houston Texans at 4 and 13. So they're going to finish higher than the Colts. I think the Colts are going to be a dumpster fire this year. No. I have the Colts at 3 and 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, exciting, but you don't have Jonathan Taylor. You really don't have any, really not much on either side. I mean, you got some good defensive players. You got maybe Michael Pittman that you can rely on. But after that, you don't have Taylor in your home run back because you don't want to pay him. You're screwed.
Yeah.
I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to make some noise this year. Again, I'm not saying they're going to play up or to the Super Bowl, but they're going to win a couple playoff games for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Whoever wants to go. Jimmy, you want to start this one and we'll go alternate to Trace?
Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
I don't know what that was. I'm sorry, but my arm.
The hands moving.
I'm Italian. Let me know.
Yeah.
Hey, wait.
Stop with my hands, all right? Jeez.
I liked it anyways.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What are you pointing at? Price is Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Bob.
R.I.P. to him. What a legend.
Phenomenal human.
Jimmy, what do you think?
But yes, I do believe the Jaguars are going to be really, really good this year. They're going to win this division, probably around the 11-12 win team.
I agree.
The Titans, with Derrick Henry, you can never count them out. Plus adding D-Hop, I don't think D-Hop's done anytime soon.
No.
He just needed some.
Take a couple more PEDs. No one gives a shit.
Right. Yeah. It's like he needed some life back in him. And, Ryan Tannehill really isn't that bad of a quarterback. But their defense and their secondary is just always scary, because you never know when they're going to show up or not. So I'm not sure about their win total, really. The Colts, I believe in Anthony Richardson, but like you were saying, without Jonathan Taylor and that run threat,
completely different.
How's your offense really going to be? Defense, same kind of thing as the Titans. Like you never know who's going to show up, and with that dumpster fire last year of you're up 33-3 at halftime against the Vikings, and then you blow it. Biggest NFL. I almost said blowjob. Well, but,
close enough.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, yeah, I mean,
they had us at halftime, but I came back in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's right. It is what it is. And anyways, and then the Houston Texans. I think that with their new regime going and with who's there, Stroud, right?
CJ Stroud.
I think he'll do. I think he might have the best rookie season.
I agree. And then I think Bryce Young's going to have the better career, but I think
he'll have a really good
career. This season, though, CJ Stroud's going to put up some numbers. I totally agree with that.
Yep. I think he'll have like the best rookie season out of the rookie QBs.
Right.
I think Richardson's going to do well, but probably throw a lot of picks. I mean, every rookie quarterback is probably going to throw a lot of picks. These defenses are getting faster and faster, So like a linebacker can. It used to be, I got a linebacker on a slot receiver. The slot receiver's going to win. Now it's like, now the linebacker is almost like a nickel defender is. So they're always fast now. So
dropping back into coverage and they can pick the ball.
So I think the Colts are going to be last, with Jacksonville first, Tennessee 2, Houston 3, and then Colts last.
Oh, okay. There you go. So I mean, Trace, what are you thinking? How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I definitely feel Jacksonville's going to win the division. I liked what they have coming back. I like what they did last year. A lot of people didn't really see that coming from them last year.
Right.
Lawrence is good. I mean, he's not like elite by any means, but like whenever there's like
quarterback,
it
matters. Yeah.
When it matters, when the lights are on, Trevor Lawrence shows up, and he's always done that. So I like Jacksonville 11-12-ish wins.
Okay.
Tennessee, they're usually a pretty solid team, but like I don't know. I have a few questions with them. Quarterback's always a question with them. I feel like, I like Jimmy said, Hopkins. I mean, he's been it wasn't that long ago that he was the best receiver in NFL. So he hasn't forgotten he hasn't forgotten what he's doing. So they have a chance to be pretty good, but like I don't know. I don't see them winning the division, but I could see them like 9-8, something like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then Yeah, Houston, I do like CJ Stroud a lot more than probably a lot of people do, actually, because a lot of people last year during college they were always complaining about CJ Stroud, and I just watched him in like the playoff against Georgia, and I'm like, what could you possibly say negative about this guy? Like,
he's unreal.
He is unreal. A precision passer. He's just so skilled, and like, yeah, Houston's got a very good overall team, but like he alone will help them, I think, win a couple more games than they did last year. Not that they're going to be good, but like they'll be, right. They'll be, I don't know, maybe 5 wins or something.
I think that's their ceiling. Like I gave them 4. I think 5 is their ceiling.
Yeah, and then Indy's just a huge wild card. You just don't know. You don't know what you're getting with Indy. They had a really good defense recently. Yeah. The problem is, Phillip Rivers was old at that point, and like I don't know.
You got Matt Ryan and
You bring all these old, washed-up guys in there, and it's like
so much money to those quarterbacks between the two.
Yeah, and then you got Irsay off like perk 30s, and they're trying to be a rock star, and he's like, "My team sucks. What happened?" And you're like, "Well, I wonder
you're
why
not drafting very good."
Yeah, I wonder why they're zombie head. Come on,
zombie head.
Shout to them perk 30s. I got my wisdom teeth taken out. I fell asleep standing up taking a piss. So there you go. I know how he feels. But they're not a good team. They're just not.
No, they're not. And Richardson's a wild card too. He's not played a whole lot, but he's a great athlete. So,
Yeah.
Monster of an arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a cannon, but who's he throwing it to? Yeah, he got Pittman. That's it.
Michael Pittman Jr.
Yeah. And then nobody else.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, and it's just like you take like Trey said, like the Colts are such a wild card. You just don't know. Like they could rattle off 5 wins, but at the same time they could win 1.
Yeah.
And then I agree. Like I think Stroud, like especially for me as a Panthers fan, I was so torn between Bryce Young and CJ Stroud at number 1. I really was. Like you can't go wrong with either one, but like each one has their different aspects that are making them a better draft pick, right?
Yep.
Like Bryce Young was so cerebral. He's so smart. He's so he's proven winner in Alabama. He's won a couple national championships. He's done his thing, right?
Yep.
CJ Stroud, more precision passer, kind of reminds you of a Drew Brees, very accurate, but he can move a little bit better, right?
Right.
And that's where I was kind of like, that makes Houston kind of an interesting team with him out there. D'Amico Ryan's a little bit more of a defensive coach because obviously he played defense, but he's putting that team together. So it's going to be an interesting division, even though it's the shittiest division I've ever seen. But at the same time, it's going to be interesting. Moving on to the AFC North, which is Jimmy's Pittsburgh Steelers. His division. What are we thinking? We got Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. Jimmy, we'll start with you. You take the floor, brother. Let us know how your Steelers are doing up there in Pittsburgh.
This one's going to be tough. Just because
so tough. This is the best division right now.
All the teams are good. I mean, the Browns. This is me. Just also being a Steelers fan. They have to prove it to me that they can really compete. Like I know Watson and all his ordeal or whatever shouldn't be in the league in my opinion, but whatever.
I agree.
I don't think he'll be the quarterback he was in Houston. I think he'll have another bounce back year. I mean, I think the Bengals are going to come out on top just because Joey B has that team ready to go, and the whole city has bought in with it. And Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I mean, they're just everybody's a stud on that team
for sure.
And then I think I'm going to go. It's either going to be Pittsburgh or Baltimore. They're going to be within half a game of each other probably all year. And between those two, I think are going to be the biggest games. And just like every freaking year, every freaking game.
Every year.
Come down to the fourth quarter, who has the ball last, and then kind of go from there and hope to God Justin Tucker is not in field goal range to win the game.
Right.
Which is, keep them on their side of the field. It's because he can hit from 65 or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I think it's going to be Steelers, Baltimore. That's going to be interchangeable. And then the Browns, I'm not going to buy into the hype mainly because
I'm not buying
I'm a Steelers fan.
Nope.
But they haven't proven it to me. And everyone's, saying,
No.
oh, Myles Garrett this, Myles Garrett that, Deshaun Watson this, Deshaun Watson that. It's like, they haven't proven to me that they are, the Pro Bowlers or All-Stars or, whatever you want to call these guys. It's like, sorry that, both Bosa's are destroying the NFL, and then Myles Garrett is just kind of hanging around, but everyone's like, oh, he's a 99 on Madden. It's, TJ missed half the season last year and still got like 10 sacks, and
and he was unreal. He was unreal, dude.
But again, that you could call.
I'll never forgive him for what he did to Cam Newton.
That too. Yeah,
son of a bitch. The lesser favorite of the Watts. What a dick.
But
how dare you do that to my king?
I think it's going to be Cincinnati, probably around 13 wins, and then Pittsburgh, Baltimore, hopefully right around 10 or 11, and then Cleveland, probably 7 or 8.
Okay, yeah. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Trace, what do you think? What do you think about that division? What's your overall assessment? What prediction was? What do you think?
Yeah, I would still probably lean towards Cincy, just because
for sure
they've got the squad. They've got the nucleus that, like, if they keep that core of Burrow and Jamar Chase and those types of guys, if you can keep those guys locked in for 5 years or whatever, just thinking 5 years off the top of my head, like, they'll get to another Super Bowl for sure.
Oh, I agree.
It just depends on if they can afford to keep paying these guys. But Cincinnati's got a really good team. Joe Burrow is the truth. He is. I mean, a lot of people didn't really know how he was going to do coming out of college. They kind of thought he might be a bust, but nope, he's not a bust.
Dude, Joe Shiesty is nasty out there, man. He's a great quarterback, dude. And he's about to get a record deal. Like, not music wise, but I'm talking about like record as a quarterback.
I gotcha.
Dude, I mean, he might get a record. I don't know. He might be a
great singer.
He might be a great singer. Put him on the Masked Singer, like Tom Brady. We'll see it.
That's right. No, I think Cincinnati will probably be around 12 or 13 wins.
That's fair.
And then Pittsburgh and Baltimore, like Jimmy said, are going to be very close. I think Pittsburgh, I almost might be leaning a little more towards Pittsburgh being in second place, just because I think I like their team a little bit better.
Sure.
And they have probably the best defensive player in the game. I mean, if he's healthy.
Yes, if he's healthy.
So he's.
They got one of the Bosa brothers? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did. Could you imagine that?
Oh my God, I didn't even know. Look at Pittsburgh. They're making moves I didn't even know about.
But no, I like Pittsburgh. I mean, Kenny Pickett's going to probably have a pretty big year, I think, especially with his first full year. And he's been in the system now for a year and played a lot last year. So he'll be more comfortable, like I said earlier. And then Baltimore still got Lamar Jackson. I mean, the guy was an MVP, and, there's been a lot of drama around him recently. But, like, he's still going to do what he does. And, they have a pretty well-rounded team that's always competitive. And, like, you can always count on Baltimore to be a good team. So they'll be right there. Pittsburgh and Baltimore probably both will be around 10 to 11 wins each. Sure. And then Cleveland, Deshaun Watson, you just don't know what you're going to get with him. Like a lot of people are excited for him or about him being their quarterback, but like it's been a while since Deshaun Watson's been like a high caliber quarterback that could like lead a team to the playoffs. It's been like a hot minute. So like, and all the drama with him off the field and everything. So like, I don't know. I think Cleveland, and they got Nick Chubb, who's a sensational running back. I mean, he's awesome.
He's damn good, yeah.
It's unreal. It's unreal how he can run on like literally no cartilage whatsoever. It's just bone on bone, and he just runs people over and he blows past them. It's unreal. Like he's like Inspector Gadget with kneecaps.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's unreal.
So I can see Cleveland being probably 8-10. 9-8. Mm-hmm. Is 8-10 the right? That's not the right math.
Be 7-10.
8-9 or
8-9.
7-10, whatever you're feeling.
Yeah,
math was never our strong suit.
I don't. Yeah,
dude, I hate math so much. Dude, algebra kicked my ass left and right. I feel like I was in there with Floyd Mayweather, dude. Kicked my ass.
That's right.
I got head kicked so bad I thought Conor McGregor was my cousin. That's how bad math is to me.
Yep.
But no, Trace, I think you hit the nail on the head on a lot of points. Jimmy, you did too. I actually have a little bit of an interesting conundrum with the AFC North here.
Oh, snap.
I got the Cincinnati Bengals at 12-5. I think they're going to lose a couple games they shouldn't, but they're going to look good doing it, if you will.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is awesome.
He is.
He's awesome. The team is awesome. They're poised to win. They got a lot of opportunity to take the AFC North for the next few years, probably 3 to 5. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Baltimore's reloaded a little bit with Zay Flowers, and you go out and get OBJ, a guy that he might be a little older, coming off an ACL, but dude, he's still OBJ, dude.
Right. He's gonna make
those OBJ.
They're gonna make those big plays.
Yes.
Big moment.
Yeah.
You got for his third catch of the game or whatever.
Right, and you got a big physical tight end in Mark Andrews that can catch the ball and give you 100 to 150 yards and receiving yards and tutties left and right, but he can also block. That's what interests me the most about the Baltimore Ravens. So I got Cincinnati Bengals at 12-5. I have the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers both at 9-8.
Oh wow,
nice!
I have them both at 9-8 because I feel that both those teams can make the playoffs. Steelers, they've kind of reshaped their roster a little bit. They drafted very well. They're always mean and nasty. That's just Pittsburgh, how it is.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett, he's Charlie's cousin from It's Always Sunny. Do my hands look big?
Yeah.
I'm trying to throw some tutties here.
Yeah. Small hands.
Small hands. I mean, if you go to the combine, you're like, this guy's hands are massive. I've always had massive hands, but but that's that. But at the same time, I do feel like Pittsburgh's gonna be well improved. You can't bet against Mike Tomlin. That's like the thing that you got to learn from that division. Like, you can't bet against Mike Tomlin. He's never had a losing season with the team.
Nope.
Even when the teams look like absolute dog shit. Jimmy, I've seen the tweets. I understand.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I've seen the tweets.
Yeah. Seen the tweets. With Ducky Hodges.
Ducky Hodges.
Ducky Hodges leading.
Well, look at him. Look at him. You got Laney Wilson. What a
Ducky Hodges. I forgot about him.
Old Ducky.
Guess what we're going to do? Duck Hodges, look at him. They're dating Laney Wilson.
Yeah. Winning a lot.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Winning a lot. Yep. That booty don't quit. Praise God. I do feel like those, like the Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers are like 1A, 1B right there at 2. Like they're just right there. Mm-hmm. They're both going to be smash mouth football. It's just going to come down to the wire. That's what it's going to be. Cleveland Browns, I have an 8-9.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really buy into the Deshaun Watson hype. I think he's a terrible human being.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, plain and simple.
Plain and simple. I mean, he's played for the Texans and the Browns, 2 of the worst franchises you could ever play for. But that's my point. Yeah. So Cincy at 12-5, Baltimore and Pittsburgh at 9-8, Cleveland Browns at 8-9.
Yeah.
There you go. Moving on to the NFC East, which is going to be a very interesting division this year. You got the Eagles, the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Commanders. Jimmy, we'll start with you. What do you think, man?
Clummies. Philly's going to be Philly again. I think they're going to be dominant, leading that division for sure. Yeah. Commanders I think are going to be better under the new ownership and just the whole vibe, I think, around Washington. It just everyone feels like a breath of fresh air, and once they get hopefully – probably, I hate to say it for the fans, but change the name. Just
their fourth name in 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
these guys,
whatever.
These douchebags. Look at them.
But then I think Philly's going to be 1. New York. Oh man, I mean with Dayball there, and last year I think they were doing pretty well, but again with injuries and keeping Barkley healthy and Danny Dimes, he's gonna put up some numbers with his feet, and he's got a pretty good arm. And signing Delaney Walker, right? I think that's a big improvement for their offense.
You mean Darren Waller, not Delaney Walker?
Yes, that one.
Yep, Delaney Walker's been gone for a while.
Yeah,
no, he's been gone since Aaron Hernandez. Gone forever.
They're both studs.
Both studs.
Both killers, you know what I mean? On and off.
You knew what I meant. You meant what I said. Yep, you meant what I said.
Delanie Walker was so good, though.
He was. You know, that's like, you could see my misunderstanding.
He was a focal point for Tennessee for like 9 years, and then all of a sudden he just disappeared in the sunset. Jimmy's like, well, we got him out there.
He's still there. He's on the roster. I swear
to God he is. He's like 6 feet with my own eyes. He's still there.
Right.
But no, I think, Eagles for sure at 1. I could see like New York sneaking in right there at 2, and then the Cowboys. I mean, everyone's saying this is a prove it year. I think it's a prove it year for Dak for sure.
Yeah,
and you got to give.
Sucks, bro.
It's just, but with Tony Pollard now as their main running back, and then he's going to be stud still. And then I don't know, the commies are. I think they'll be much better than last year, but they'll be much better than last year. But I think they're still going to be 4th. So I'm going Philly, New York, Dallas, Washington.
There you go. Okay, Trace, what do you think? As Benny bites the shit out of my hand. All right.
No, I'm pretty much in agreement with all that. Really, I mean, I think it's a pretty good division overall. I think there's not really going to be a dud team in it. Commanders they're probably the last in the pecking order right now.
Agreed,
but they're not, I don't think they're going to be bad. I could see them being pretty competitive, probably still a losing record, but pretty competitive. Philly's going to win the division. I mean, unless Jalen Hurts misses like half the year or like, unless they just have an insane amount of injuries, Philly's going to win the division.
Agreed.
Probably 13 wins, maybe even 14. I think they might have had 14 last year, but they're a beast. I mean, they're so good. Like I said, they were 1 turnover away from winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they were so close. I mean, it literally came down to the wire.
It did. So I think Philly's going to win the division still. I think New York's they're going to finish 2nd. I think that they're trending upwards for sure.
I agree.
Last year was a good year for them. Daniel Jones is definitely earning a lot more people's respect because when he came out of college, nobody gave him any chance to succeed, really. And he is a good quarterback. Like, he's not a great quarterback, but he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And if they can keep Saquon Barkley healthy, you got a real shot to be a good team and make the playoffs again or whatever. So I could see them being 9 to 10 wins for sure. Dallas will be 3rd probably just because Dallas is Dallas. They are what they are. Like, whether they make the playoffs or not, they're going to be 1 and done or 2 and done. That's it. Like, that's what Dallas is. Dak led the league in interceptions last year, so this is basically make or break. And the fact that they went and got Trey Lance without even giving anybody a heads up pretty much says that they don't trust Dak.
They don't.
So I don't know. I can see Dallas still like being like pretty good, but like I really don't have a whole lot of trust in them. I think they'll be like more like 9 and 8 at best. Then Washington will probably be around the 6-7 win mark, probably.
All right, I'm right there with you. I totally agree. I just think like Philly is like the way they're poised right now. They're going to win the division for the next probably 3 or 4 years. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, if he stays healthy, and that whole offensive scheme, and then their defense is nasty too. So I had them at 13-4. I had them winning the division at 13-4. They could probably get 14 wins. And honestly, their ceiling would probably be 15-2. I believe that. But I was in a conundrum earlier. I was thinking about, I'm going to put Giants or Cowboys second. No, I'm thinking about it. I'm going to go with Giants at second.
Yep.
I had them at 9 and 8. I feel like if you keep Saquon Barkley healthy, you can get them into the wild card game and they can win some games. And I believe in Brian Daboll. I think Dable's a great coach. I think he brings a tenacity to that defense and that offense and this overall team that they need. Cowboys, I don't believe in Dak. I don't believe in any of them. Mike McCarthy, God bless him. That Michelin man, son of a bitch on the sideline with the sweatshirt on. Ain't nobody believing in him. I tell you that. Jerry Jones is saying, like, what are we going to do with this man over here? I tell you. He gets us like 10 wins a game, but a year. But at the same time, I don't know what to do with him.
Jerry Jones is the problem.
He's always been the problem. President, CEO, let me, shine my asshole. and then call myself the GM too. I had them at 8-9. I think they have a losing record. I don't think they make the playoffs, and I think they cut ties with Dak and they go with Trey Lance and they suck for the next 5 years.
I'd love that.
I would love that so much. Shout out to our friend Wes. Sorry, buddy. I know you're a Cowboys fan. But
that's right.
This is the end of their demise. It's gonna be perfect.
He knows it's coming.
Lord willing, baby. Yeah. Twice on Sunday when they lose. It's great. Commanders, I have them at 5-12. I love Sam Howell. I love what they're doing with the team. I don't think it's this year that they're gonna steadily make that improvement where they're gonna be like, we're gonna go 9-8, 10-7. I don't think that's this year. I think that's next year, maybe the year after. I think they got a little time to build. They can draft well. Chase Young stays. I don't know. I don't necessarily see him staying there, even though he's from the area. I think they're going to unload his salary, and then that's going to be the thing. But that's what I believe in right there. I think Philly's a wagon right now. Philly's a wagon, dude. They got offense. They got defense, special teams. Shout out to them. But we'll see. NFC West. Let's transfer to that. We got the San Francisco 49ers, Seattle Seahawks, LA Rams, and Arizona Cardinals. Let's just put this out there real quick. Cardinals are going to win 2 games this year.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
Trash,
tanking.
Trash. Let me tell you something.
Season has a story that are tanking.
Dude, I told Trace this before you jumped into the chat and got on the video here. This is an interesting thing. You got Kyler Murray on the PUP list for 4 games, right? So he can't play the first 4 games. Do you go out there and start him, or do you wait and kind of use him as trade bait if Caleb Williams doesn't enter the draft? You draft Caleb Williams and get Kyler Murray out of there. Because here's the thing. If they play him and he gets injured, he's guaranteed $56 million, baby, this year. Do you do it? Do you go out there with Josh Dobbs or Clayton Tune? I mean, do you just go ahead and risk it? Just go say, hey, we might win 1 or 2 games this year if we're lucky. But we got Kyler Murray's shitty-ass contract. He wants to play Call of Duty, doesn't want to study the playbook. Do we really want to keep this guy around? Like, what are we thinking here? I'm going to say San Francisco is going to go 14-3. I think they're going to have one of the best records in the league with the Chiefs. I think they're just a wagon on both sides of the ball. Yeah. And they got great special teams, which – if you have a well-rounded 3, that wins you a Super Bowl. They could get there this year. And then you got McCaffrey. Let me have my moment. I'm sad. Still miss him every day in Carolina, but if he wins one, I'm happy for him. Yeah. But it all comes down to quarterback play. Brock Purdy plays anywhere like he did to get that, where he's the starter and how he looked last year. Yeah. Done deal. Seattle Seahawks, I have it 10-7. I think they're going to be a good team. I think they're going to lose some that they shouldn't, but they're going to be a good team. I think they make the playoffs. You could probably get a wild card, maybe second part of that division get in there, but I think they're 10-7. LA Rams 4-13. They ain't going to be good. They have nobody left. You got Matthew Stafford, Tyler Higbee, and Cam Akers, who just punches every team at ECU. So Aaron Donald's still there, but I think after this year, I wouldn't be surprised if they dealt him somewhere else. Contract and just he doesn't want to be there anymore. LA's great for to live for about 10 days before you realize it's a shitty city. And then you got the Arizona Cardinals at 2-15. Garbage, dumpster fire, shit wagon, whatever you want to call them. They're awful. The coach there, the weirdest person I ever saying, beep, 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 doing all that shit. Dude. Nah. Don't believe in them. NFC West, garbage fires, 49ers taking it all the way. Trace, what do you think?
I'm with you. 49ers by far. I like Seattle. Seattle was good last year, very unexpectedly, considering they had Geno Smith as their quarterback.
What a
I couldn't believe it.
Went to that school up north in Morgan. What a trash player. No, I'm kidding.
The Fighting Neil Browns. Yeah. He was good. I was shocked.
He was great. Yeah, I give it to Geno. He was great in college at WU, even though I couldn't stand him at all.
Same.
No,
still hate that team, but he was awesome last year.
He was, and Phenomenal. It was totally out of nowhere because he hadn't started in the NFL in God knows how long. I mean, it had been forever, and Seattle had just dealt Russell Wilson, so they didn't know what they were going to do. Everybody was kind of shocked that they went with Geno, but kudos to Geno. He had a great year.
Balled out, got paid, brother. Got paid.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I see. No, not at all. So I think San Fran will be in that, definitely in that. I'll just label it as 12 to 14 wins.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. I don't really see them being any lower than that unless they just have a crap ton of injuries or something. Because, Kyle Shanahan is a quarterback whisperer. It doesn't matter who he has at quarterback, it's going to work. He just knows how to get his playmakers the ball. It doesn't matter how he gets in the ball. Debo or Christian McCaffrey, it doesn't matter. He's going to get in the ball in a way, that you think you have a great game plan defensively, but you really don't. And, San Fran's good. They're going to be real good. No, and, they were just in the NFC title game last year with Brock Purdy. So, who's to say they won't get back there again? So, San Fran number 1 in that division. Seattle's number 2. Probably, like you said, about 10 wins, I'd say. They're good. They got a pretty good team overall. The Rams are interesting because, ever since they won the Super Bowl, man, they have lost it.
Dude, they've been bad. They went all in. They gave away everybody, and then just for that one Super Bowl, which I get, man. It's the name of the game. You gotta get the Super Bowl, but at the same time, you gave up your future in literally 6 months.
Right.
At what cost?
You just can't afford.
At what cost?
Yeah.
Whenever you're trying to do that, the immediate "we want to win right now" thing, that doesn't sustain for very much longevity. And the Rams, I don't know what they were. I don't remember the record last year. It might have been 4 wins or something, but they might be around that again, maybe a little bit more, but not very good even at that. And then Arizona is going to probably be 3 wins.
The worst team in football.
3 wins at best.
Yeah. I think once they announced that Josh Jacobs was starting, I think their over/under win total went from 4.5 to 3.5 or something.
Oh my!
So
I mean, it dropped significantly. Dude, you got to think this guy was an aerospace engineer when he was in college at Tennessee. Dude, you could have made. I mean, he made a lot of money in the NFL for sure, but he could have made a lot more doing that too.
Yeah,
Dude, the backup quarterback position is the best job of all time. You don't really have to do much, but when you get in there and you look good, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get this guy $50 million total."
Yep.
And he's gonna be a backup. Chase Daniel, shout out to him.
Yes.
Living his best life.
He's still hanging around.
He's still hanging around. The guy's got $78.5 million over his contracts, and what a legend. And he's had 6 career starts. That is my life in a nutshell. I love that.
Loving it. Yeah. Just loving it.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Jimmy, what do you think?
I mean, I couldn't agree more with Trace. I think he hit the nail on the head with that one. Just San Francisco by a mile. And then Seattle, I think, is still going to be really good. They had for a while. They had the number 1 scoring offense last year with Geno. For sure. I think Geno just fits in with that system, and Pete Carroll, they just gel together so well. And, I think the Seahawks are going to be really good again. But then the Rams just – completely fell off after the Super Bowl, and the Cardinals are just, they've already started the tank for the first pick overall next year. So I think they're all in on Caleb Williams,
if he leaves.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other thing, the whole Kyler Murray situation is just, it's comical. And you're an NFL quarterback and you have to put in a contract that, you have to study film 5 hours a week or whatever. And then something that should be confidential and then somehow gets out to the media. And then they're like, oh no, we'll take that out of your contract. It was what the hell are you doing? It's just, I don't know. I don't understand it, but is what it is. And they're just straight tanking.
I mean, it's so funny that they even had a stat on Twitter and stuff. Now X, throw them up. Shout out to Elon. That that they even had a stat for the win-loss record for when there was double XP weekends on Call of Duty and Kyler Murray was playing.
Oh my god!
I mean, that even comes down to it. Whereas in the contract, hey, dude, if it's an important game, you can't play Call of Duty that weekend.
Come on.
Come on, dude.
I love Call of Duty too, but come on, man.
Yeah, I do too. But dude, when you're making what was it? $167 million or something like that, dude,
outrageous amount of money,
brother. I won't even go on Jeopardy for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm focused. I'm trying to make my cash, but we'll shift gears since we got the game coming up soon here at 8:25, 7:54 right now. Let's go to NFC North, NFC South. We'll do rapid fire. NFC North, you got Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay Packers, and Chicago Bears. I had the Lions at 12-5. I think they win the division. Motor City Dan biting the kneecaps off the. Shout out though, Steven Jackson making that roster, dude.
Yeah.
Interception after interception, looked great in the preseason. I think he could play his way into the secondary. Especially with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Got some additions to that defense. Aiden Hutchinson could have a breakout year.
Yep.
Jared Goff. Listen, I'm fully back on Jared Goff. I am. After last year, I'm Jared Goff bandwagon. I'm on it. Jahmyr Gibbs, I know they went high on him. Everybody was like, what the hell are they doing? The guy can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He's going to get you yards. He's going to get you tutties. He's going to make the impact plays. I think they got a good team ready to roll there. 12-5 for the Detroit Lions. Minnesota, I have at 10-7. I think they're going to make the playoffs. Kirk Cousins, we're going to see what he can do this year. Justin Jefferson, probably one of the best players in football, if not the best. He's unreal. He's a freak athlete. Catches anything in sight other than the cold. He plays through every game. Guaranteed 100 yards, tutties, whatever. Green Bay, Jordan Love, I don't necessarily believe in. We can see they got some pieces. They got a good offensive line, probably one of the better offensive lines in football. So if they protect him, give him some time. I mean, maybe he can make some plays, maybe make some moves, do whatever he can. Yeah. I have them at 5-12. I don't believe that they're going to go anything past 5 wins. 6 is the max if we're going to go ceiling. But I don't believe in Jordan Love and the Packers this year. I just don't.
Got to prove it.
Got to prove it. Got to prove it, brother. Chicago Bears, I know a lot of people are high on. Justin Fields, getting acquisition of DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, shout out Huntington. On the offensive line, improve their offensive line. Defense has gotten a little bit better. I still have them at 3-14. I don't believe in them. I just don't.
No.
I don't think they've really made the necessarily improvements that's going to translate to 10 wins, 11 wins a year. I don't think they're a couple drafts away. They can get there, but at this moment, I think you're trying to see if Justin Fields is your franchise quarterback or not. That's what I think.
Right.
Trace, what do you think?
I'm with you. I think piggyback on the Bears there. Like I think I said it earlier. Like I like Justin Fields, and like if you look at his numbers from last year, he actually did have a pretty good year. It's just they don't have much, like they just don't have much. And like they did add a very good wide receiver, so like that helps. But like if they were 3-14 last year, I think they might maybe improve upon that by maybe 2 games max.
Sure.
So like they'll still be in the bottom of the division for sure. I think. As far as the top of the division, this one was a little trickier for me because I'm torn between Detroit and Minnesota. It just depends. I'll probably lean more towards Detroit right now. The jury's still out on them because they kind of came on hot last year, obviously towards the end of the year, but like nobody was really having any expectations for them last year. So now that there's expectation, what are you going to do? Right. And now you gotta it's put up or shut up. So but I do think they will. They're going to win the division. I really think they can win the division. Probably 11-ish, maybe 10, 11 wins. Right. Minnesota, I think they'll be right there again. Maybe like 1 game behind them, so maybe 9 wins or 10 wins that for themselves. Green Bay's interesting this year because I think Jordan Love hasn't really proved obviously anything, but like I do like the culture there in Green Bay. I think they still have a good like culture, and like I think that can carry them a little bit. Like just because everybody buys in, and they really did keep a lot of the team that they had last year, and they weren't great last year by any means, but like they had Aaron Rodgers and whatever. So like now they don't. So it's a big difference, but I can see them maybe getting, I'd say at best 8 wins at best.
Okay, that's fair. Jimmy, what do you think?
I think Detroit and Green Bay, like Trace said, that's going to be a battle for number 1. I'm buying into Detroit though, so I think they're going to win this division. Then Minnesota is going to be right behind them, probably 1 or 2 wins less. Green Bay, again, you have to prove it. I think Jordan Love sitting behind, one of the GOATs for 3 years. He's learned a lot, and the team is bought in. Because you pretty much have to, but the team is bought into the new Jordan Love era, and I think they're going to be good. Like right around 500-ish, maybe I could see.
Yeah.
And then the Chicago Bears, I think they're going to win more games because they did improve on offense, but the defense again still isn't
shoddy at best, brother.
Yeah,
shoddy at best.
So, Justin Fields is going to keep them in a lot of games. He's going to rush up for a lot of yards because he has to. And he probably doesn't want to run that much. He has to. It's almost to the point where he's like running for his life, but he would much rather throw the ball and complete the passes, and then instead of I don't think he'll have another 1,000 yards rushing, probably around like 800 or something, which is still an absurd number.
Still absurd amount for a quarterback, for sure.
But adding a DJ Moore it's huge. But I still think they'll be last in the division, probably like around 6 wins. This one's going to be another tough one, but I think Detroit and Minnesota are going to be the top dogs for sure.
There you go. Sorry, I had to wave to my neighbor. He just parked outside, and it was like mid-conversation. I was like, "Oh, hey," because I heard about this. Hey, brother. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm on your podcast." Great guy though. Great neighbor. I had like a giant 3 packages. I got like a TV stand and like other stuff for the townhouse, and then he was like, "I just put it in my townhouse because I didn't know it was raining outside." And I was like, "What a legend, dude! Like who does that?"
Dude, love that.
Didn't even text me about it. I got home. I was like, somebody stole all my shit. I was like, it's gone. And I'm like, I'm living at Lake Norman. This is like super nice. Like this is like nobody's stealing. And he comes over. He saw where my car was parked in the driveway. Knocks on the door. He's like, "Hey man, I got all your shit." And I'm like,
I got
what? Shit. And I was like, I thought somebody stole it. He goes, "No, it's right in the hallway." I'm like,
it's right here in the hallway.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "You need somebody to help move that with you?" I was like, "Well, it is 250 pounds, dog." Yeah.
But yeah, please.
I ain't gonna pick it up with one arm and drive it in there,
No.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, you probably saw me when doing this, and I was just trying to be nice and neighborly, even though it's dark as shit outside. And it's storming here, so not a big deal. But
there you go. Yep, fun.
NFC South. Here we go. I'll save my opinion to the last. Jimmy, what do you think?
I'm so sorry.
The Saints, the Falcons, and the Buccaneers.
I'm so sorry that this is your division, but it's the worst division of football.
Oh, it's the worst division of football. No, I agree.
That's in my opinion.
It's right up there with the AFC South.
Yes,
yeah.
It's bad. It's bad.
Very bad.
Lord,
where do you go from here?
Like New Orleans, they'll be better. Even though with Derek Carr as their quarterback, I think that improves them a little bit. So I could see them as one.
Sure.
I think Tampa is very possible for them to be last. They lost their center, which is a massive piece to their O-line, which really wasn't all that great. Yep. And it's just, and just,
who's their quarterback?
Baker
Mayfield, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
wow.
It's like you feel bad for the Buccaneers fans because it's Baker. I know Baker did better in LA, and it was like, okay, good change of scenery.
Oh, brother.
Maybe
he did shit in Carolina. I had to donate the jersey to Goodwill, brother. Yeah. I said, y'all have it. I ain't want it.
See ya. Atlanta, they're kind of, still slowly rebuilding. I know their fans are getting hype for the kind of like they're rebuilding in the I just lost his name, but the head coach, he's
Arthur Smith.
Yes, Arthur Smith. The players seem to love him. Have really just gotten behind him. So I think they'll be better. But again, it's rebuilding year for them. So, but I think it's going to go New Orleans. I think Atlanta and Carolina will be within 2 or 3 games of each other, and then Tampa is last. But I could see Carolina coming out hot because Bryce Young as a rookie, it's like no one knows how he's going to do right off the bat. But he could get hot at some point during the season and win some games. This divisions is gonna they're I could see it like every single one of these teams winning the game in the fourth quarter and then just losing it because
Well,
it's just it's what you do. You know, it's just they just give it away. So, but I think
give it away, give it away.
Yeah, I think the Saints are going to be 1, Atlanta 2, Carolina 3, Tampa 4.
Fair. Okay, I respect it. Trace, what do you think?
Oh my gosh, this is like a foreign language right now.
Trace, don't hurt me now, dude. I'm down bad, dude. Calm down.
This division, holy crap! This division, this division it might as well be like every other team's like second stringers. I mean, like I really don't know anything about most of these teams. Like it's so weird, and like I do like the point Jimmy said about the Saints though. Like the Saints usually, even if they're not like good per se, they're usually competitive, you know, like even if they lose most of their games, they're still usually in most of their games. So like I could see the Saints being okay, you know, I could see them being the division winner. I could see Atlanta being the division winner. I mean, you know, you can't really count them out either. I could see if Bryce Young really did great, I guess Carolina I really could like I feel like, I mean, I don't even know besides Baker Mayfield being in Tampa, like I don't really know much about their roster right now. You know,
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Their offensive line is trash. You still have Levante David. You still got some defensive pieces, but you can't put it all together when there's not really much going on the other side of the ball, or vice versa. Special teams, you got Ryan Suckup. I mean, you can guarantee he's going to get you some field goals, but that's not going to win you ball games all the time.
No. So, you know, if I really do think if Bryce Young has like, you know, he would have to have like an RG3's rookie year.
Sure.
You know, like it'd have to be something like that, but like they could sneak up there. But like I think pretty much everybody in this division from first place to fourth place will be probably within about 3 games of each other.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's a fair assessment because this division is so down bad that it doesn't even matter who wins. We're still going to get first round exit or a wild card exit, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, I think I would probably go with Jimmy's prediction. I'd probably say Saints at number 1, probably around that 7 or 8 wins, you know?
Okay.
I maybe 9 if I get lucky a game or something.
Sure.
In Atlanta, probably around, I don't know, 6 or 7. Carolina, probably around, honestly, 6 or 7, maybe 5. I don't know. And then Tampa, probably around 5 to 7. Like, it makes no sense. Like, this division makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
And they scratch out the wins, you know?
Yeah, that's what happens. It makes no sense.
That's just the division that they're in. You know, they're going to scratch out wins that they shouldn't. That's just what it is. Hold on, boys. Let me change outfits real quick.
Oh, snap. Here we go. There you go.
That's right, boys. We're going hunting this year.
You ready?
Panthers at 10-7 leading the division. I fully believe in Bryce Young and Frank Wright and what we're doing. We stay healthy. We get Brian Burns signed probably tomorrow. Praise God. Hopefully it happens. 10-7 is what I feel. Saints 9-8. 9-8. Derek Carr. I like him. Don't really believe in him. Michael Thomas, if he stays healthy or just wants to play, we'll see. Got a good defense. They're always in it. So Saints at 9-8. Atlanta Falcons 7-10. I don't believe in them. I don't believe in a Ritter. Don't believe in Arthur Smith. They took Bijan too high. I think Bijan's going to be great, but they're just like, we're going to reach for him. We're going to grab him. We're going to take him while we can.
He'll be good for sure, but yeah.
He'll be great for sure. Like, listen, like he's going to be a great running back. He's going to be in the league for many, many years.
Yeah.
But do I believe that he's going to be rushing for 2,000 yards or 1,800 yards this year? Not a chance. No. I mean, he'll probably be 1,000-yard rusher. He'll be a game changer, but you still got Cordero Patterson out there at the Joker position. You know, I don't think he's going to get as many touches as people think. I don't think he's going to be offensive rookie of the year like everybody thinks. I think he's going to have a great career. I think he's going to have a good year, but not really buying into the hype on that.
No.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers 4-13.
Oh.
4-13. Mike Evans, see you later after this year. Chris Godwin, see you later after this year. Baker, I like Baker. I've always liked Baker since college. He's just not an NFL quarterback. He ain't going to win you the game.
He's too erratic.
Yeah, Benny, tell him.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah. He's feeling fierce about it. I I liked him in Carolina. I didn't believe in him, but I liked him. I got his jersey. I was believing the hype, went to Goodwill. But I don't know. I just feel like with Bryce Young, the way he is, how just cerebral he is, how smart he is, how intelligent he is on the football field, his football IQ is off the charts, and that they're already believing in him and made him a captain the first week when that has not happened since Cam Newton's second year. Cam Newton was not a captain his rookie year, even not until second year. So I'm believing in Bryce Young. I feel like he's going to turn the team around. If we can stay healthy on the offensive side of the ball, defense does their job, I feel like we're going to win this division. Saints, they're always right there. That's a given. I can't stand them, but they're always there. Hepatitis, see you later, Saints. Falcons, the Dirty Birds, they're scrappy. They're going to be who they are. They're going to do what they do, but I don't believe in them. I like Desmond Ridder. He was great in college. But I ain't buying it, brother. Tampa Bay, like I said, dumpster fire. Dog shit. Yeah. So I'm going to do a quick ad read and we'll close it out, okay?
All
right. So formerly known as Anchor.fm, where we streamed, sponsored, done all of our podcasts from, is now Spotify for podcasts. So if you want to download it, go ahead. You'll find it, Spotify for podcasts. Used to be formerly Anchor.fm, where we streamed, been on the radio, all that. You probably heard us on there talking shit, being ourselves. But at the same time, the new and improved Spotify, you can do video chats, you could do video podcasts, you could do all the things that you've ever wanted. You want to be Joe Rogan? Good luck. Go for it, okay? You can do that now. You can play full music songs, full videos. You can do full streams, everything like that. Anchor.fm was what it used to be. Now it is Spotify for podcasts. Promo code dash. Make sure you put the dash CSS. Trey Spicer Show. Make sure you do it. Get 20% off for your first few months. Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm so pumped that football is back. I fucking love you guys. I'll see you in a couple of weeks for Marshall versus Virginia Tech. Trace, what's your final thoughts?
Oh, man, I just echo everything you just said right there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Amen.
Love being back on here with you all. That's been a while since we've
done. I feel like I hit puberty again. I feel so good.
It's been a minute.
It's been too long. So I'm glad that we got back on here. Absolutely just stoked for football to be back. You know, of course, all our teams are probably going to give us major trauma all year long.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. That's
like always. Yeah.
That's the way it is. That's why. That's just how we choose to live dangerously. But whenever they do something, whenever they really do something good, though, it makes it really sweet. So I'm excited to see how especially NFL and college both. Like I think it's going to be very exciting. And go Herd.
There you go, brother. I also want to throw in. I wonder how many people think that Jimmy's actual name is Jim Bob. Whenever he puts it on there.
Oh,
there's so many people on YouTube. Probably.
Yeah, probably so many.
This guy's name is Jim Bob, and he's from West Virginia. Makes sense. Checks out. Okay, Jimmy, what are your final thoughts, brother?
Again, just everything you guys said. I'm just so happy football is back. I mean, everything just feels better. Life's better that football is back, and the weather's cooling down. We're getting into the nice fall weather, and it's just the start of the best season all year long, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm ready to I'm ready to live and die by our teams. And when they win, the next day is going to be phenomenal. And when we lose, I'll be incredibly depressed. But then you know what? We just live and learn, or we just continue to go
undefeated, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah. So I'm ready to have multiple heart attack scares. But you know what? That's every single year, and I'm just pumped. I'm excited. Yep. But I've really got to watch my tongue around the kids. That's one thing I really got to work on. But, again, I'm learning. And, we'll get there. Go ahead.
There you go. And watch out for the heart. Also, if you take nitrates for chest pain, do not take Blue Chew. Another one of our sponsors, Blue Chew. Shout out to Blue Chew.
Shout out Blue Chew.
If you're feeling ready, you want to have another kid like Jimmy, take a Blue Chew.
Yeah, we're good at too.
Get in there. Get after it. Make a game plan. Blue Chew. Shout out CSS again, another ad read. Sorry, shout out Blue Chew. If you want to have rock hard erection, then also if you take nitrates for chest pain, please do not take this because you will have a heart attack. You'll be in the hospital, and then we'll have to,
Yeah.
I don't want to get sued, so just let you know. But gentlemen, thank you so much for being on. It's been too long. We're gonna I mean, this is going to be a recurring thing where you guys get on. We're gonna talk football. We're gonna figure it out. We'll put it in the group chat later on, maybe days and times when we can do stuff. But at the same time, I appreciate you guys for being on. Welcome back. It feels so good. Football's back, dude. Hopefully our teams go Herd, go Heels, go Panthers. Jimmy, Spellers for you. Trace, Spellers. NFL, and Marshall.
We're on the NFL hat.
There you go. I like players and I like seasons.
Just the impartial NFL fan. Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
You gotta love it.
But gentlemen, thank you for being on. Truly an honor. I'm so excited to be back. Football season's here. Let's go. All right, everybody, make sure you download this episode. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get it from. Listen, subscribe, like, and have a good time and happy football season, everybody. Let's go.